Hello everyone, so welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to share with you a handful of discovered gems in my collection. Products that have really made such a big impact in my routine. I'm on this mission to do a more shop my stash kind of moment where I'm really taking time to use my products, go through my products, declutter the ones that I'm not using anymore, ones that are dried out, ones that I've changed my mind on, kind of making some space for all the new stuff that we're seeing, the new stuff that I'm ordering. And I've rediscovered some of these products and I just absolutely love them. And I wanted to share them with you. I did film today just some quick little snippets that I can add into the video showing you a demo, just really quick. Some of it may be sped up, some may be at a normal speed. But I really wanted you to be able to see some of these in action because I just love them and I want to wear them every day. I want to do these techniques every day. So I thought, why not share the tips, tricks, all my beauty secrets with you? So that's what we're doing today. And we're going to start things off with the order that I would apply the products. So we're going to start with the complexion. First up is my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I wear the shade Light 1 Chantilly. This one is a little light for me. It's a great face concealer. I have used this under the eyes and it's fine, but what I started doing with this recently, which is kind of what prompted this whole video, was taking some of this and using a small brush. This is the double-ended brush Heavenly Luxe from It Cosmetics. So I use the smaller side that's more of like a concealer. Swirl this in there as you will see in the demo and I start kind of buffing this in. Now, so as I said before, the Light 1 Chantilly is a little light, so you will see that it looks quite light as I'm applying it, but I start buffing this in circular motions and I just do a very thin layer. I do have some spots that need to be covered, some acne, post-acne breakout marks, scars, sunspots that are starting to creep up, redness around the nose, in the forehead. I had a little bit of a breakout situation on my forehead because of a primer that I used. And so I kind of lightly buff this into the skin as a base starting layer for my foundation. And I actually skipped primer. And so I've been doing this quite a bit, honestly, over the last several days, just kind of seeing how this interacts, this routine, and this sort of trying to conceal first underneath foundation works with a lot of my different formulas that I like to use. So today, I decided to use my Smashbox Always On, which is one of my absolute favorite foundations. I will link it and list my shade down below. So this has done a few things. It has sort of evened my face out to start. So it has sort of gone over the larger pores and smoothed the skin out. It is a soft matte. So not only is it creating sort of like a blank canvas per se in place of a primer, it's reducing the redness that I have. It's minimizing the marks that I have. Now, I didn't put a lot on to completely cancel everything out, but it's helping with the discoloration. And the other thing about this that really sort of blew me away was that I'm able to scale back how much foundation I'm using. I did not even use a full pump of my Smashbox Always On. That's what I normally use if I'm going directly over a primer. That's kind of like a standard amount of foundation that I use. One pump is generally where I feel comfortable wearing, where it's not too much and it's not nothing at all. So for me to be able to scale that back is pretty incredible. And by doing that, I'm going to be able to extend how long I can use my foundations and I'm not going to go through them as much. So that was kind of like a nifty little trick that I started testing this out. And I just wanted to try it because it's been sitting in my collection for a while. And I know at some point it's not going to be as creamy. At some point it's going to dry out. So why not try to find a way to use it? And I've also used it to clean around my brows. I've done that from time to time and it's great. I've used it as primer for eyeshadow. And I'm finding uses for products in my collection that can serve me more than just what it was created for. And that's exactly what this has done for me. The next product is something that I absolutely love. And this is not necessarily a rediscovered product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This is my favorite setting spray. I have tried a few. I have the sunproof one from Cali Ray and I do like that one. But this is the one that I've gone back to time and time again, the one I've repurchased the most. This is a travel size of the spray and it's a 1.1 ounce and it fits perfectly in my drawer because I have a small little section of sprays because I don't own that many. But what I've been doing with this, it's not just using it at the end to seal everything in, lock my makeup into place so it stays on all day. I've actually been using this to set my complexion. So I do my foundation, my concealer, and then I go into setting spray. and it kind of creates like another layer in between all the layers of makeup, and it really does sort of perfect the skin, and it actually makes my makeup last even longer than if I just were to do this at the very end, or if I were to skip setting spray altogether. It's a easy little trick that you can do if you are struggling with keeping your makeup on or feeling like your makeup is sort of breaking down. As we start heading into those warmer months, especially in summertime when we start to sweat more because we're outside just enjoying the outdoor air and the nice warm temperatures, your makeup doesn't tend to last as long. So that is a tip that I'm going to continue doing, and a little beauty secret, I should say, that I'm going to continue doing in the summertime when I am doing my makeup, so that it does last and I can ensure that it's going to stay in place, and it just kind of melts everything in, and it's such a great setting spray, and everything that you hear positive about this is absolutely true. It is my ride or die setting spray. I keep coming back to it because it's just that great. Up next is another product that I started using a lot recently. I use it today, and it's the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. It's such a long name. It's in the shade Light, and I use this to set my under eye, and it's a baked product that has kind of more dome shape, but mine, as I've been using it, you can see it's flattened out and it's kind of like sunken in a bit. I like to use this with a setting brush from Real Techniques. I've also used my beauty sponge that's damp, and I kind of swirl it in there and set, but this literally sets my under eye concealer beautifully, where it literally looks like I just put a filter under my eyes. So this might actually look a little scary because it looks like a white powder, but when you put it on, it goes on more translucent. I believe there is another shade, maybe 2 more shades in this range, so it's not a huge range of colors, just because the tone itself is more of a translucent. So I feel like you can get away with using this for fair skin, light skin, maybe slightly tan skin, but I think that there's another option for the more medium tan and deeper skin tones. But the light, I think, is perfect. And honestly, I have used whatever was left on my brush through my T-zone, and it literally creates almost the same effect, kind of like an airbrushed effect in that area, and it looks really nice. So I actually like using this for more than just my under eye, and it's great. And it's a finely milled product. It doesn't look heavy, it doesn't settle, it doesn't get cakey, it doesn't look worse as the day progresses. It's beautiful. And then it also works with any type of concealer. I can do something that's more serum based, I can do something that's a little bit more full coverage, something that's a little bit more hydrating, something sheer, something real full coverage, and it works just as great with all of those formulas. So it definitely is one of those powders that I would highly recommend that you try. It is no secret that I'm a huge fan of one shadow looks. Honestly, I've been doing one shadow looks a lot over the last few weeks, and I just adore them. I do one shadow looks a lot during the weekends when I'm trying to get ready to leave, but I found myself doing those looks more often throughout the week. I wear makeup 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. Just depends on my schedule and what I've got going on, but I do wear makeup every single day, and it's a full face of makeup. And I have been doing the one and done look for a long time. It's been a favorite of mine for many, many years, but I just absolutely love it because I have been able to get my makeup done so much faster, and it lets me get to other things quicker. So today I did a demo real quick showing you this palette. The other thing about this palette is the formula. I have not used Colourpop pressed shadows in a very long time. It's been years. I rediscovered them very recently over the last couple of months. And this palette, the 1111, is the perfect everyday palette. It's absolutely beautiful. The colors are pigmented, they blend well, but I did a demo today using the shade called Major Change, which is this kind of silvery, taupey, kind of bronze shade, which I think is really pretty for a one shadow look. Now, in my crease, I had a little bit of my blush and bronzer as I was buffing that into the skin during that part of my makeup application. I did a little bit of sweeping just to create a little bit of shape and dimension to my eye, but nothing has been directly applied to the crease with intention of creating a multi-dimensional look. And then I went straight into this. So I don't have much in my crease, and I blended this in with my finger, which again makes it easy. You have a finger, you just swipe it on, and then I just kind of tap and blend and kind of pull it up a little bit, as you will see in the demo, so that it kind of fades and blends towards my brow bone. And it is such a beautiful color. It's a nice kind of slightly cool tone shade. It's not super, super cool, but it's not very warm. It's kind of slightly neutral, kind of cool, and I like it. And I feel like it's a color that kind of looks like there's something in the crease when there really isn't. And that's the whole thing of the one and done. Using a shade on the lid and then blending it into the crease so that it actually looks like there's more than one color. And I did a video a while ago where the one and done whole topic of shadows, recommendations, tips, tricks, everything. I will link it in the cards here if you haven't seen it. Check it out because I give you so many tips, so many ideas, recommendations of products, demos. Also, these shadows have literally blown me away. I gotta say it, gotta hand it to them. And this palette is probably no more than, what, 10, 12 bucks at the most. And it performs just as good as some of my more expensive. Like, I'm reaching for this over my Tom Ford. That just gives you an idea of how great this formula is. The last few products are lip products, and this is a product that I've had for a while, but I actually never got around to using it until I did my Sephora bestsellers video. So that video was doing a full face tutorial using all of the bestsellers at that time of filming from Sephora. And ironically, I had every single product in the top 3, top 4, top 5 in the bestseller category for each part of the makeup routine. And one of the products that I discovered through that was the Sephora collection lip liners. These are the gel contour lip liners. And I have one shade. It's called Sink or Suede. This was out of stock for a while. I finally got a notification that it came back. I ordered it and I didn't use it. I've been sitting on this for so long. And that goes back to I need to shop my stash more often because it's crazy how this is so good. And it's been sitting in my drawer for months without being touched, without even just giving it a second thought. So I did a demo with this today and I did a very light lining on my lower lip. So you can see how this color is like my lips, but better. It redefines the lip shape. Now, for me, naturally, my lip line, especially on my top lip, is starting to fade a little bit. And that does happen as we age. The vermilion border of the lips tends to fade. So having a lip liner that matches your lip color precisely, as close as you can get, really can just completely elevate the look of your lips, and it changes the way your face looks. It truly does. So I did just the one side of my upper lip so you can really see, and I got really close to the very edge of my lip line to kind of somewhat cheat a fuller lip, so you can really see the difference between that one side that was filled versus the normal side with nothing. And there was a difference. I don't know if you could see it. Hopefully my camera, I have to play back the clips and see it, but I could see it in person. My lips look fuller. And then I also went ahead and filled in a little bit through the lip line and just kind of buffed it in and filled my lips a little bit, just because this pencil is kind of interesting, this shade I should say. If I go very light-handed as I did in the demo, it's like a perfect spot-on match for my natural lip color. But if I apply more pressure, you tend to pick up the cool tone vibes from this lip liner. And I think you were able to see that in the Sephora Best Sellers video, which if you haven't seen it, I will also link that for you in case you want another video of mine to watch. You will be able to see how this looks much more cool toned on my lips when I use it full on as a full lip look. But lightly, it is perfection. Next up is a lip balm. It is no secret that the Phyto lip balms from Naturium are some of my absolute favorites. A treasured item in my makeup collection. I love this formula. I have 4 of them. I do plan on ordering more. The shade that I demoed today is called Goji. This is a bit more of a kind of brighter, slightly kind of poppy red tint to the lips. I don't normally wear shades like this, reds, too much in like the really deep corals, reds, deep berries, anything bright. I kind of stick to what's in my wheelhouse of pinks, pinky nudes, pinky beige, pinky brown, pinky peach. You get my drift, right? So I have loved using something like this. It's a little bit more sheer, right? To give me a little bit more of a brighter look without making it feel like it's too much out of my comfort zone, without making me feel uncomfortable, without making me feel like it's kind of weird and I don't want to leave the house because I'm just not really feeling it. This is actually really, really beautiful. It's a very soft, kind of sheer tint. So there is that kind of tint. You see, it's a subtle kind of hint of color. Now, if you put this on something that's a little bit more peach, something that's a little bit more kind of a poppy red or kind of like an orangey red, it will elevate that tone and really brighten that. But what I love about this formula is the fact that this is like a lip butter. Super, super comfortable. It fills in every single lip line that I have, makes my lips look juicy. And I put this on that has a slightly kind of warmish tone to it, right over Sinker Suede that is a little bit slightly more cool tone. And that's all I have on today. And I absolutely love this combination. But these glosses are not to be slept on. I have the Hibiscus, which is my go-to. That has been a love of mine for a couple of months, and I use it every single day. And then I have a few other ones that are in the pink tones because I like pink. But this is kind of getting me out of the pink and into kind of like a safer, kind of poppy, slightly peachy, warm tone that is not my everyday, but I'm liking it. I really do like it. And this range has lots of different colors to choose from, and they're 10 bucks, and I absolutely love them. And I will say it again, these to me are a dupe for Summer Fridays lip balms, which I love Summer Friday lip balms. Those are some of my favorite high-end lip balms, but one tube is $24. These are 10, and they're amazing. And that's it. Those are my hidden gems in my collection, the beauty tips and tricks that I've been applying to my makeup routine, the little golden nuggets of beauty tips that I feel like really have made such a difference. And I hope that if you try those tips that I gave you today, that they work out for you. And if you try any of these products, I hope you love them as much as I do, because I love them to pieces. Everything is going to be listed and linked for you down below. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. I appreciate you so much for spending some of your day here with me. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I hope you're doing well. Take care, you guys, and we'll talk very soon. Bye-bye.